Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, getting you straight to the insights that matter.
Glad to be here.
Okay, let's cast our minds back. June 20th, 2025. Headingley leads. First test against England.
Yep. Still feels pretty fresh, unfortunately.
The atmosphere was just buzzing, wasn't it? Full of hope. And then came that collapse.
Oh, it was brutal, just watching those wickets tumble.
India's batting.
Yeah.
It just crumbled. I mean, I was watching thinking, did I actually just see 7 wickets go down for, 41 runs in that first innings?
41, yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't much better second time around.
No. 5 for 30 in the second innings. It felt like a replay, and it led straight to that 5-wicket defeat.
Leaving everyone asking the same questions, right? What happened? And maybe more importantly, how do you possibly fix this before the next test?
Exactly. It felt like more than just losing a match. It felt like a real exposure of a weakness.
The vulnerability, definitely. You could feel that collective groan, and then that urgent sense of, okay, what now? Where do we go from here?
Precisely. And that's what we're diving into today. We're looking into the strategic thinking of former Indian all-rounder Irfan Pathan.
Right. He's put forward a kind of roadmap, hasn't he, for how to, basically shore up that lower middle order.
Especially with that crucial second test at Edgbaston coming up fast. July 2nd.
So our mission today really is to unpack what Pathan is suggesting. Not just list the players he's mentioned, but understand the why.
Yeah, the thinking behind it, what history tells us about this kind of strategy.
And what it all could mean for India's chances, in the bigger picture of the World Test Championship.
It's about getting under the surface of these big calls, so you walk away feeling like you really get it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So back to Headingley. That first test, it wasn't just a loss. It felt like a real splash of cold water.
Definitely woke everyone up.
India put up 243 in the first innings, which, isn't terrible on its own. We saw some decent starts, right?
Yeah.
KL Rahul got 42, or Shubman Gill hit 65.
Yeah, solid contributions there. He thought, okay, maybe we can build something.
But then, it was like someone flipped a switch. That lower order just disintegrated under pressure.
England's bowlers wouldn't lead particularly. They just ripped through them.
And the second innings, India managed 245, set England a target of only 94.
Which they knocked off pretty comfortably, didn't they? It felt, almost too easy.
It really hammered home that specific problem, didn't it? Especially playing away from home.
And the thing is, in Test cricket, collapses like that have huge implications, especially in England, with the conditions there. Batting depth isn't just like a nice to have, it's absolutely vital.
It's non-negotiable, really.
Exactly. Losing that many wickets for so few runs in those key moments just exposes a fundamental weakness. You could have centuries at the top.
Right.
But if the guys at 7, 8, 9 can't stick around, can't add even 20 or 30 crucial runs, or just absorb some pressure.
All that earlier work just evaporates?
Precisely. It gets undone so quickly. If India wants stability, if they want to consistently put pressure on opponents in test matches, this needs fixing now.
It's the gap between being competitive and actually winning tests, isn't it?
Absolutely. Giving your bowlers enough runs to actually bowl with.
And that's where Irfan Pathan comes into the conversation. Now, most listeners will know his credentials, but it's worth remembering, this is the guy who took that incredible test hat-trick against Pakistan back in '06.
Oh yeah, Karachi. Unforgettable stuff. He knows about high-pressure situations, and he was an all-rounder balancing both skills.
So, what's the core idea behind his solutions now? What makes his approach stand out?
Well, what's really striking is his very clear philosophy. Batting fixes first. That's the absolute cornerstone of his strategy.
Batting fixes first.
Look, he's really doubling down on the idea that runs on the board are the priority, especially in England, where you know the ball's likely to do a bit.
So some might say, hang on, in England, shouldn't you load up on bowlers? 5 specialist bowlers.
That's the classic debate, isn't it? But Pathan is making a very deliberate choice here. He's prioritizing adding batting muscle, adding that cushion, over just sticking in another bowler.
Interesting. So he sees the biggest immediate need as just getting more runs on the board.
That seems to be it. Trusting that his main bowlers, if they have enough runs to play with, can get the job done. It's almost like saying, you can't win if you don't score enough in the first place. Fix that problem first.
That is a really crucial distinction, because the temptation in swinging, seaming conditions must be huge to just pack the bowling. Is there a big risk there, then? Deprioritizing maybe a 5th bowler?
Well, that's the gamble, isn't it? But you could read it another way. Pathan's maybe signaling huge confidence in his main pace attack.
In Bumrah and Siraj.
Exactly. He's maybe thinking, look, these guys are world-class. They can exploit English conditions if we give them something decent to defend, like 300, 350 plus.
So make batting security the priority, knowing the strike bowlers can deliver if they have a score behind them.
Precisely. He's betting that a deeper batting lineup, one that doesn't just collapse from number 6 or 7 downwards, can basically blunt England's ability to run through the tail.
Right, stop those quick collapses.
Yeah. It gives the main bowlers more rest, maybe more cracks with a newer ball, and crucially, less pressure, feeling they have to do it all themselves.
Okay, that makes sense. It's a bet on collective batting strength, creating the conditions for bowling success.
That seems to be the logic.
So, given that strategy, that batting-first approach, who does Pathan actually name? Who does he see executing this?
Right. He's not just talking theory. He's put names out there, and each one seems picked for a specific reason to address those specific issues we saw at Headingley.
Let's dig into them. First up, Washington Sundar, all-rounder from Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, Sundar. He offers that genuine dual threat, which is pretty rare.
Looking at his stats, 797 runs and 31 wickets in 24 tests. That's solid.
It really is. And thinking about that number 8 spot, Sundar isn't just a blocker. He's got technique, he's got shots. He can actually put pressure back on the opposition.
Like that innings in Brisbane, remember? Against Australia in 2021? Scored 62.
Vital runs. Under huge pressure, that knock was defiant, match-turning stuff. Showed real temperament.
And there's that detail about his endurance, too, bowling 40 overs in a domestic game once.
Yeah, that tells you something about his capacity for work. That's incredibly valuable in Test cricket, especially for a spin-bowling all-rounder. He offers control and runs.
Okay, so Sundar at 8 offers depth and skill. Who else?
Then there's Nitish Kumar Reddy, much younger, 21, from Andhra Pradesh.
Right, Reddy, known for more aggressive batting, and he bowls off-spin, too.
Exactly. Pathan seems to see him as someone who could stabilize that lower middle order, but also isn't afraid to, take the attack to the bowlers, which can be so important if momentum is shifting.
A bit of counterpunch potential.
Yeah, exactly. The hope, obviously, is that his bowling develops further, too.
Yeah.
But there's this interesting detail. Apparently, he idolizes Yuvraj Singh.
Ah, okay. So that hints at maybe a dynamic, fearless approach.
You'd think so, right? That kind of positive intent could be just what's needed when things get tight. He feels like an investment, maybe, not just a quick fix.
Interesting. Okay, so 2 all-rounder options to bolster the batting. What about the pace attack? Pathan mentioned a couple of names there, too.
He did. Arshdeep Singh is one. Left arm pace.
We've seen him in white ball cricket, obviously. In tests, he's got, 23 wickets in 10 matches, average around 30.
Which, pretty respectable, especially for a quick bowler finding his feet in Test cricket. His main assets are that left arm angle, which is always different.
Creates problems for right-handers.
Yeah, and his swing and accuracy. He offers a variation that the right armers just can't.
Yeah, the other pacer.
Akash. Pathan highlighted his raw speed and what he's shown in domestic cricket.
So the thinking there is combining Akashdeep's pace with Arshdeep's left arm angle and swing.
Seems like it. To complement Bumrah and Siraj, imagine facing that variety. Bumrah's skill, Siraj's relentless seam, Arshdeep's left arm swing, and then Akashdeep's outright pace.
Keeps the batsman guessing. No respite.
That's the idea. Relentless pressure, different angles, different speeds.
Okay, and what about spin? Kuldeep Yadav's name came up.
Yeah, mentioned as a potential 5th bowler. Obviously, he's got wrist spin, which can be a real weapon, especially if a pitch starts to turn. His record's good, too. 119 wickets in 29 tests.
But Pathan's priority is clear here, isn't it?
Absolutely. Batting first. Kuldeep seems like an option if the batting is sorted, and perhaps if the conditions really demand that extra spin option.
It really underlines Pathan's conviction about where the immediate problem lies.
It does, yeah. Fix the runs first.
Now, while we're talking about fixing the lower order and adding batting depth, Pathan also singled out someone at the top, KL Rahul.
He was very complimentary about Rahul. Called him the main man now in Test cricket.
Which is a big statement, but Rahul's form in this series, 179 runs in 2 innings, averaging nearly 90, that's huge, given the team's struggles.
Massive. His stability at the top isn't just about his own runs, is it? It's about setting a platform, giving the rest of the lineup, including maybe these new guys down the order, a bit more confidence.
Less pressure when they walk out to bat.
Exactly. And Pathan made another interesting point about Rahul's role now. He sees him as that crucial link.
Between the seniors who've gone, like Rohit and Virat, and the younger guys coming through.
Precisely. It's a leadership role that goes beyond just scoring. And Pathan made that, well, quite bold statement. He said, if a new guy gives an average of 20-25, he has done the work of Kohli's level.
Wow. Okay, unpack that. That sounds potentially controversial.
I don't think it's meant to diminish Kohli at all. Far from it. I think it's more about managing expectations and empowering the new players.
Right. Saying that meaningful contributions, even if not match-winning hundreds, are incredibly valuable from those lower-order spots.
Exactly. It reduces that huge burden that always seemed to fall on Kohli or Rohit. It's a call for everyone to chip in for collective responsibility.
So a 25 from Sundar or Reddy in this context is as important structurally as a big score from a top-order star used to be.
That seems to be Pathan's message. It sets a tone from the top led by someone like Rahul that encourages the lower order to bat with real purpose, not just try and survive.
Okay, so we've got the Headingley problem, Pathan's batting first fix, the specific players he suggests, and Rahul's key role. But let's zoom out a bit. Has the lower order always been this critical for India? This doesn't feel like a brand new issue.
That's a really good point. And looking back, yeah, history definitely backs up Pathan's focus here. This isn't new, you're right, just maybe more exposed right now.
Can you give us some examples?
Sure. Think back to, say, the 2014 series win in England. India won that 3-1.
Right, I remember that.
Who made crucial contributions down the order then? Guys like Ravindra Jadeja, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. They weren't just taking wickets, they scored vital runs at key moments, sometimes turning the game.
Giving the bowlers that crucial buffer.
Exactly. Or look at 2021, again in England, a hard-fought 2-2 draw. Ravichandran Ashwin's batting was really important in that series.
He chipped in valuable runs quite often.
So yeah, these examples show that a strong, contributing lower order has often been absolutely pivotal to India's test success overseas, especially in England.
It's not just about the top 4 or 5.
Definitely not. And we even saw a positive sign recently, didn't we? That test where 5 Indian batsmen scored centuries for the first time ever. That shows the top order potential is there.
But it needs that support.
It absolutely needs that lower order support to turn those good starts into actual test match wins. It's like building a house. You need strong foundations right down to the bottom.
That's a powerful reminder. History doesn't lie on this one. So let's bring it back to right now. India gearing up for Edgbaston, July 2nd.
Yep.
And Edgbaston has a reputation, doesn't it? Lively pitches. It's going to test India's batting again, surely.
Oh, absolutely. It's known for often having something in it for the bowlers, which makes Pathan's strategic focus even more relevant, really.
That balancing act, batting depth versus bowling options.
Exactly. And given what happened at Headingley and what history tells us, pushing for those batting fixes first seems, well, pretty sensible. Almost essential, you could argue.
Because a lively Edgbaston pitch will demand even more from the batting unit.
Yeah. More resilience, more depth. It's not just about surviving. It's about finding a way to put up a genuinely competitive total. Give your bowlers like Bumrah and Siraj something real to work with. Let them attack.
Because an extra 50 or 60 runs from numbers 7, 8, 9 can completely change the game.
Completely. It shifts the pressure, changes the timelines, everything.
So as India looks towards Edgbaston, Pathan's ideas offer this clear plan. Maybe. Address the Headingley issues head on.
Seems like it. Bring in guys like Sundar, maybe Reddy for those runs. Think about Arshdeep or Akash for pace variations.
And just reinforce that core idea.
Yeah.
Runs on the board are king in Test cricket.
It feels like a shift toward collective responsibility, where the tail isn't just there to, get out quickly. It's there to fight, to contribute, to bite back.
Yeah. And ultimately, this whole discussion, this dive into cricket strategy, it kind of shows something broader, doesn't it?
Oh, so?
Just the importance of, well, honestly, identifying your weaknesses, first off, then trusting new faces, new talent to help fix them.
And understanding that resilience, that fight, can come from unexpected places in your team or your lineup.
It's about building a unit where everyone knows they have a vital part to play, not just the star names.
Well said. It's about the whole being greater than the sum of its parts.
And in cricket, maybe more than any other sport, it really isn't over until that last wicket falls.
You never know where those crucial runs or that key wicket will come from.
We hope this deep dive has given you a bit of a shortcut to understanding the strategic thinking shaping Indian cricket right now. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.